What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Ships Across the Border. My name is Max. I'm here with Chris, and today we have on Big Sam.
Watch me, my thing, get lost into my singing. Heart like New Orleans, and cars be cool and G's.
What the fuck?
It's like croutons in a soup.
Don't turn down any opportunity, whether it's a camp, a clinic, because you never know literally who's watching.
Make your own decision and stick with them and know they're the right decisions, right? And even if they aren't right, don't regret them.
He didn't know creatine existed. So you got some creatine? He's like, oh, yeah. Lift heavyweight.
Ships Across the Border. I ship across the border.
Shipped across the border, man.
Welcome back to Shipped Across the Border.
Hi guys.
Big Sam.
That's what Coach calls me.
That's what Coach calls me.
What?
That's what Coach calls me.
I don't know.
Extremely
Coach
weak.
said some super sus shit. Remember when I was walking on the ice bath just now? This was like 20 minutes ago. And you were talking to him, and I said, what should we... Coach, what should we ask Sam on the podcast? And he's like, I don't know. It depends how deep into Sam you want to go.
I looked at Max. I was like, bro,
Yo, it's crazy.
he's doing that intentionally, bro.
Before we get into what we were just talking about, though, Chris, did you listen to our last episode with Farad?
Oh, okay. Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you listen to our last episode with Farad?
Nah.
Not even the beginning of it?
Nah.
And then you got a shout out in the beginning of it because Chris thought you were from
Nigeria?
either Africa or Nigeria.
Wait, is that way off though? Because I want to know now. Like genuinely.
Nigeria is pretty close to where I'm
So,
from.
like, that's
we're
not
like
great.
I
cousins.
think it was. I know we were talking about languages, and he asked if there was some Zimbabwe language.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I said I heard you speaking a language that you said was like Tri 3 or something that I never heard before.
Yeah.
And then I said I don't know what country or whatever. Then Chris said, "Is it African?" Chris said, "Maybe it's African." I'm like, that
He's
was
from.
racist.
He's from Africa. It's because he's from Africa, bro.
I mean,
I knew enough to like guess that because I know Nigeria is an African country.
Yeah.
So like, it wasn't like super crazy. But so where are you actually from?
I'm from Ghana.
Which is how close to Nigeria?
Like there's like two countries in between us. So like, but Nigeria and Ghana were like cousins. Like we argue over dumb stuff like all the
That's
time.
what Farad said.
So I said you argue over rice.
Yeah. Jollof rice. Listen, like you just ask us whose jollof rice is better, you start a whole war.
I said the same thing. Farad says, "Okay, so now we're going
Wait,
full
so
circle.
obviously if I ask you whose jollof rice is better,
See,
you're
Shipped Across the
Ghana.
Border is a what do you call it? Credible source of knowledge and a credible podcast.
Exactly.
We speak about credible, truthful things.
Yeah.
We don't just make stuff up.
So I kind of want to know off the rip, what was it like? 'Cause you grew up in Ghana.
Yeah.
So before we get into his story, I want to hear about his podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
like
so
fresh
before
off-
we started
yeah.
the podcast, he said he had a podcast, and that
In high school,
so I want to know about that.
Yeah, so my roommate Najir, we're both immigrants. So he's from Jamaica. He's been here for 2 years. So we just decided to have a podcast just talking about like how school was different, like just different experiences and stuff. And sometimes we'd have like our teachers on, just talking about like
Teacher?
yeah, like
He
what
was central too.
yeah. So we was just talking about like the different stuff we experience, because school in a third world country as compared to here is way different. I mean,
So, like-
our teachers used to beat us.
Yo,
Our teachers, you don't do your homework, your teacher would beat you with a stick.
What does that mean though? What is that like? I mean, like you
there's a-
on some. Okay, so my hands are at the edge of the desk, comes out with a ruler and like whack,
No,
like out
no.
back.
No, they had, well, I know it's different for Jamaica, but in Ghana, teachers had like long sticks called canes. They're like mad flexible and like,
like a ruler.
like no, but it's really long. It's like wooden, but it's strong.
It's a ruler.
And sometimes it sounds like it's breaking the sound barrier. And and it depends. Some teachers are really cruel. Like they'll make you stand in front of the class. You turn your back.
They smack your ass.
Yes.
Wow.
Some will make you
When
bring
does
it.
this start? When does it stop?
It depends on the teacher. Some teachers don't like it. Some teachers don't like it, and some teachers do. So like it depends on the person, to be honest.
Okay, so like you could start at like kindergarten.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kindergarten, they do the most there. I remember my first day of kindergarten. I kicked. He was in Form 3. That's like grade 9 over here. I
You were
kicked.
kindergarten and you kicked a grade 9.
He was doing. I forgot what he did to me, but I kicked him in the nuts. and he went to tell my teacher, and she beat me like first day of kindergarten. I remember that. That's
After you just
Should we be allowed to? This is wild as fuck.
no. But the
I
thing
literally
is,
just said we speak about credible information. It's a credible, informative podcast shipped across the border. So I guess we gotta keep that in.
I feel like it works sometimes, but a lot of teachers get carried away, and there's been a lot of situations where they've hurt a kid for life from doing that.
I'm sure.
So it's.
What are the differences in school?
I was just gonna say off rip. Like, what was it like growing
I think
up?
school's harder. Like
Everybody says
American
everybody says that American school is easy as fuck. compared to any
yeah.
other country.
I mean we used to have like.
I mean, it could also just be because you were in fear of getting your ass whooped.
No, it's just we used to have like I feel like with American classes, like testing is like we used to have like 2 straight weeks of just tests. Like
exams?
yeah. Multiple
every day.
Yeah, like multiple tests. Like so you take your your regular classes and then there's like an exam period where you're just taking tests every day.
Shorter, so it's like, how long was each test?
I mean, it depends on the class,
Were
but
they shorter?
no, they're long tests, like very hard, you know. But I mean, I went to a Ghanaian system school, and then I switched to like a British system. So maybe I don't know, maybe it's different with the Ghanaian system. But my mom took me to an international school just because she thought it would be better.
Okay, so this is probably a good time to sidestep. Like, what was it like growing up in Africa, like compared to here?
Yeah, I mean,
Did you grow up in Africa?
I grew up in West Africa, Ghana. So
I just
Goofy bitch.
I thought that's its own country, no?
what?
Is Ghana its own country?
No,
It's a
see, Africa's a continent.
Yeah, this is what people mean when they say people in North
this
America.
is how I know I'm not the
y'all,
dumb one.
Y'all don't have geography class?
Wow,
I just, dude, Africa's a continent. I know my shit. Trust me. Ghana's a country in Africa. I know.
Ghana's
I'm
a
on
country in
it.
West
I'm on
Africa.
it. I'm on it, bro. Okay, so what was it like growing up in Africa opposed to here?
It's fun. Like I just, you know, a lot of people like when you tell them like they imagine a life of poverty, which does exist. You know,
That is just everywhere though.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, with ours, it's kind of extreme. I get obviously historical reasons, colonialism. You know, we've been through a lot in terms of that, and we're still trying to get to a level. You know, but I mean, I enjoyed my time there. Our food is great.
That I'm sure. I feel like all like ethnic places have such good food.
Yeah, climate. I love the climate. Like I hate winter and fall. To be honest,
relate to
like,
that.
The only thing I like about fall is the trees. But in terms of weather,
You want to know something insane that you would probably think like this is so insane? Me and Chris are walking outside this morning to the lift. He's like, "Yo, it's so nice outside for December." Like that's probably insane to you because like
it's gross. I hate this
No,
weather.
this is like this right now.
Insane. It's snowing
Right,
at home.
there's
My house
there's
is
a
snowing.
there's a foot of snow in Canada right now.
Oh,
If you
I mean
look
that's
at-
Canada though.
You say that's Canada. Where I live is like
That's normal. Like that's
not that north. No, I don't live that north. I live like
Mm.
like an hour from like Buffalo. Like I live pretty like if you're talking about like relatively close to the equator, it's probably pretty comparable to here. Like not it's not like parallel.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
get
like-
you.
there's no winter in Africa.
Depends. South Africa does. I know some countries in East Africa and their mountains it snows, but generally no, there's no winter.
So like, what are some common misconceptions that people from here have about like where you're from, other than
like-
the poverty thing?
The houses we live in, like I've literally had people ask me if I live in trees.
Yo,
That was Mike.
It's not even when I was in middle school. People used to ask me that. People ask me if we live in.
was it coming from a good place or were they just trying to be an asshole?
Sometimes I feel like they're being genuine, and sometimes I feel like they're just trying to like.
Yeah,
There
You
is
know?
a lot of like what's the word? Like fuck.
animosity.
No.
What are-
I was
what are
talking
you
about
trying to
when
say
you don't know
here?
something.
Oh, ignorance.
ignorance.
There's a lot of ignorance. I feel like in the Western world about
Yeah.
other parts of the world, especially here, just because we're not like really taught that, and the only kind of like, I guess the only way you can perceive like of what's going on in other places of the world is through social media, and
Yeah.
you're not going to see all the nice
Or-
villages in Africa.
or you- but you
you're just
can-
going to see the mud huts.
You can also
Yeah.
meet people from like those places too.
Exactly.
Exhibit A.
Exactly.
I've-
But we have a segue and we have a way of meeting other people from other different backgrounds. That's why we do this podcast, is to hear the stories of people who came from all over the world. But like people in your hometown are not gonna meet someone who just came from Africa.
I mean, we had Jamaicans. We had Jamaicans in our small 300 person town.
Jamaicans are from the Caribbean.
And I'm not saying like wow. common misconceptions.
You're a lot less,
Yeah, yeah.
lot less exposed to that. But I was also gonna say we apologize for any ignorant anything.
Oh yeah.
This is coming from a place
This
of
is coming
ignorance.
from a
Oh,
place of
listen.
education And I guess ignorance.
Yes.
But we apologize for any.
I mean, let me tell you something. Like in terms of the whole world, the perception of Americans is that like, or like just not just America, like North America, people from North America is that like, I wouldn't say people think you're dumb. But people think you guys, yeah. But people think that they're ignorant, like, because I feel like, especially when I came here, like, I feel like a lot of Americans are stuck in a bubble where, like, all they know is only what they see in their lives, you know?
I feel like that. Like, are you learning about other places in the world in school?
Yeah.
So that's the thing is in schools, and I mean I've been to school in Canada and America, so have you. There's a lot. There's not really much like learning about other cultures, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's a fact.
Like history is in Canada was Canadian, and I guess world history, but just like the main events. Like in America,
It's also
it's, like,
it's kind of impossible to teach. You would learn so much more just by either one visiting the place, which you'd learn a lot more, but just even meeting the people than you could ever learn in a classroom.
Yeah, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, like he definitely had a better conception of what America was like, what North America was like, than we do of what Africa is like.
Yeah.
Going back to the question, common misconceptions about where you're from.
Yeah, common misconceptions. Let me think. Hold on. I just spaced out.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask
I'll
something.
come back.
So when you were talking about like you had people ask you if you live in trees or like I feel like one of the common, maybe probably not misconceptions because there are definitely places that are like that are, have like is like people live in like mud huts and like
the mud huts stuff.
So that's that's a thing. But I feel like every place that I visit, like the structure of like buildings, the structure of like living is different. So in this was like first brought to me by Mac, because Mac was like, yo, the houses here look a lot like houses in Tampa, because when he came to stay with me for Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, I'm like, what do you mean? Like houses are houses. But then like as you go and you visit different places, like houses in Buffalo look very different than houses here. Yeah. They're very different than houses in Canada. So what are like, I guess like what like materials are are there a lot of brick houses?
Yeah.
Because in the U.S. there's not as much brick houses and more. I don't know what the word is.
Is it wood?
No, it's like plastic. It's not like plastic, but it's like some
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that's very common in the U.S. That's not very common in Canada. It's just like different places have different ways of building structures. And I'm curious because I know there is like mud, stick, stone, whatever in Africa, but I'm sure that's not the general population.
Yeah. So it depends on the class of families that. Okay, so of course there are mud huts. Like I don't like to admit it, but there are.
Of course, but there's also a level of poverty in every.
Yeah, and then there's the houses like I used to live in were made out of like cement blocks. You know. Okay. Yeah, and then there's also people like if you go to like the ghettos of Ghana, like some people literally make their houses out of roofing sheets and stuff, whatever they can find. Whatever they can find is what they'd use to build their houses. So, but in general, like where I lived, it was just cement blocks, and yeah, that was
kind of like it's a city structure, or like how
it depends. To be honest, we only have one major city,
which is,
and it's super overpopulated. Like I can't stand it in December.
What city is that?
It's called Accra.
Where you lived?
Yeah, that's where I lived. And literally everybody wants to move there because it's the only, like, one thing I like about America is like there's major cities and it's so spread out.
Well, you would fucking love Canada then, because there's like, you have everyone in the major cities and then you could go for miles and not see a single person.
I live 35-ish minutes, no traffic, to downtown Toronto, like where the Raptors play and like CN Tower. And then, which is, I guess, kind of still considered Toronto. And Chris lives like 2.5 hours from there.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's 300 people in my hometown. If I wanted to drive straight, I could see nobody for like hours.
There's a lot of like rural, like landscape.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I just like New York, Miami. What?
Are these all places you've been to?
No. Like I'm just mentioning like the major cities there, and like with Ghana, it's so heavily focused in one spot because literally like. They only invest money in Accra, so everybody wants to move there. So Accra is a nice place to grow up in, but it's also very sketchy because all the people move. Some people move to places with no plan, like let's just move there and see what's gonna happen. And then they move there, they notice, oh snap, money isn't falling out the sky. What do I do? All right, let me go steal. Yeah. So like, I remember I was sleeping. I woke up, my phone was gone. I was like, I seen my charger on the floor. I was like, what? So I ran outside and I see like big footprints, like of someone like climbing out the house, and I'm like, yep, they stole my phone. I checked I go and find my iPhone. I check it's in like main Accra, like the center of the city. I'm like, damn, like they got me. And that's so common. And the thing is like they're so like if stealing was a sport, like the guys in Accra, like they're top one, like gold medal, bro. Because they the way they steal, like they have like these.
So wait, hold on. Someone broke into your house.
He didn't even break into my house. He opened my window,
Pulled the charger out.
They have something, I don't know, I've never seen it in my life, but like it's almost like an urban myth at this point. Like they have like a long stick with like a magnet or something on it that they put in people's houses and just snatch the phone and go. And they just do that.
Wow.
And when I felt so, that was the one point in my life.
Is that why you're walking around with a fucking tablet right now?
No, my phone's broken, y'all. But yeah, that was the one point in my life where I felt unsafe in Ghana because I was like this. That was the first time that like obviously people
Could have done like legitimate harm to you if you wanted to.
If they want, and the thing is, my siblings were sleeping right next to me when that happened. So like I actually felt scared.
And you have tell the camera how many siblings you have.
Yo, I got like 10, 11, 12. I'm losing track.
At this point.
I'm losing track at this point, man. I'm losing track at this point.
But surely you know all their names.
Of course I know all their
Rattle them
names.
off for me.
I should start?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Macarius, we got Junior, we got Ted, we got Elliot, we got Elizabeth, we got John Wyatt, we got Alexa, we got Arlene. What's her name? Angie.
What's the baby's name?
That's John Wyatt, but my dad has other kids with, and
You've met them.
How many
No.
full siblings?
Oh, you've never met them.
no,
How many full siblings do you have?
none.
You also all have.
They all have.
It's like crazy.
Okay, this is gonna come from a place of complete ignorance, but like I have a very strong distaste for American roads, and I think Canadian roads are just so much better. And I want to know what the roads are like in Africa.
Oh, the roads are non-existent. Let me tell you.
I'm saying like my
Our
vision
roads.
now-
Listen, American roads. Like when I first came here, I was like, "Oh my God, these roads are so smooth." Because when I tell you African roads are terrible, like it's
not
like
paved?
a roller. It's like they only pave the ones that the politicians drive on, because the politicians control. Like so the roads towards the airport.
He's driving and they're paving it ahead of him.
No. I'm saying like so like our version of the White House basically. It's like it's around where the airport is. So like in Accra, like that place is very concentrated, and that's where all the politicians drive to and stuff. So that road gets like redone like every year basically, because the politicians don't want to drive on bumpy roads. But like if it's a road that like just regular people are driving on, it's terrible. Like, and the thing I hate so much is that like we pay Chinese people to come to Ghana to do it for us. We pay them a lot of money. And then the road lasts like 6 months. Next thing you know, there's potholes everywhere, and that's it. It's done. Like it's literally like a roller. Like I used to be going to school, and it's, the cars are just
It's like off terrain.
yeah, basically.
Why are you here? Like
I was gonna get
like,
to that.
in the
I was
most
like, so
respectful way possible.
Yo, why are you here? Why are you in my country?
How long
This
did you
isn't
stay?
even my country.
How
I'm
long did
right
you?
with you, bro.
How many years did you spend in Ghana?
14 years.
And then you came here in grade 9.
No, I actually came here in grade 6.
I'm lost now.
Are you like 25?
How does that work?
14 years. I've been here for 4.
And you're in grade 6.
So let me explain. So I came here. Let me explain.
I'm waiting.
All right, so I came here in grade 6, right?
Yeah.
Stayed to grade 8, but my grades weren't good.
Okay.
So my mom said,
Shit your ass back home.
yes,
Get your ass beat at home.
basically. But it worked though. I came back, my grades were amazing. So she sent me back, and I came back for my senior year of high school, and then that's.
So when you originally came here, like your whole family moved up here, or
No, it was just me and my stepfather. My mom doesn't really like this country, to be honest. She doesn't like.
Mom is back in Ghana.
She's here now because she came to give birth, but
Okay.
she doesn't really enjoy being here. She has a business in Ghana, so that's where her heart is. To be
they
honest,
make long sticks there. So why did your stepfather move?
my stepfather's always lived here.
Okay,
Like,
so you just came here to live with him.
Yeah, he's lived here since he was like a teenager.
And is there basketball in Ghana?
There is, but there's no infrastructure.
Okay.
Like, I didn't get introduced to basketball until I came here.
Your senior year?
Which is what I would have expected.
No, in 8th grade. So I got introduced in 8th grade. To be honest, I've been playing soccer for most of my life. I went to a barber shop once, and the barber was like, "Damn, you tall! Get on my team." I was like, all right. I was like, whatever. Let me try, because everybody's been saying I should try basketball.
Wait, so where is Seti from? Because I'm like trying to connect the dots here.
France?
No, but didn't he live in a place kind of like where he lived for a period of time?
I don't know.
I should go back and look at that in the podcast. But so you started playing basketball here in grade 6.
Grade 8.
Grade 8. And were you good? There was obviously potential because you can jump out of the fucking gym.
Yeah, I wasn't good. I sucked because obviously I'm a soccer player. But I enjoyed it. That was basically the main thing about it. And I was worried because when they sent me back to Ghana, I was like, man, I'm not gonna have any chance to develop because there's really not much there. You know, they don't invest in basketball. I'm starting to see a change in it.
Yeah.
But to be like, it's not really something that most Ghanaians have in mind. So when I went there, I was playing mainly pickup for the next 3 years, and it's very different from the way people play basketball here.
Yeah.
You know, here people are skilled, but in Ghana, like everybody's like a physical force.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm facing guys that are like 6'7", swole, like and I'm like 14, 15. I can't guard him, so I have to develop my body, and that's just what I did when I was over there.
So at what point? So you played through high school then, obviously.
I didn't play on any team. I was just going to the
You're
park.
just playing at the park. So how do you end up trying to play college basketball then?
How do I end up playing? So it's funny because if you asked me this 4 months ago, I would have told you that I'm never gonna play college basketball because I kind of gave up on myself. Okay. When I came here for high school, I went to Springfield Central, which is one of the best schools in Springfield. The best, to be honest. Everybody else sucks, but I was playing behind like a lot of like D1 football players, and my expectations were kind of like warped when I first came because, you know, I didn't know how good I was compared to the average American kid. Yeah. And I was facing a lot of grown men. I wasn't like, because most of the people so I was facing a lot of grown men. So when I came here, I didn't know what to expect. And I remember my first game, I thought I was going to get so much playing time just because, first of all, the team we faced sucked. And I thought I was going to get playing time. And I remember just sitting on the bench. Like, my family came because like, oh, Kweku's, that's my African name, Kweku's on the basketball team. And I was just sitting on the bench as I'm watching the clock go by. I played like the last like 2 minutes or something. And I remember that like after the game, I just started crying because I'm like, yo, I suck. Like I'm in America. Man, I thought I was going to be living the basketball dream. Like, I'm terrible. and I feel like that was like a reoccurring theme that season. Like, just learning that like the basketball I was playing in Ghana doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything here. You know, like, yeah, I'm taller than a lot of guys. Yeah, I can jump higher than a lot of guys. I can do all that. But I'm just not there mentally. Like, as compared to these guys who've been playing since they were.
You just need the reps.
They've been playing since they were out the womb, and I'm here. I'm a soccer player, like, you know, sometimes. And that was like a big debate with me in my head. I was like, did I make the right choice switching from soccer to basketball? When even though like my body's more suited for basketball, like I was like, maybe I could have used this in soccer as well. So it was a big challenge for me.
How did you get recruited to come here?
I wasn't recruited.
You walked on, right?
Yeah.
You walked on.
Yeah, I was like, to be honest, I didn't even pick Elms because of basketball. You know, I liked the school, and I went and I was like, you know what, let's just try, go to tryouts, you know? And I was surprised because when I went to tryouts, like, obviously there's good players, but I didn't see a lot of people who could match me physically, which shocked me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, maybe I have a chance, you know? And by God's grace, I made it.
Mm-hmm. So you talked about how you were in high school and like all this.
1 second. Coach P knew who you were, though, right?
Yeah, but like I wasn't.
He didn't recruit you, though.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't even know Coach P was at the school to the end of the year. I was shocked. I was like, I never saw Coach P at Central.
Really?
Never.
But he never said anything. Like, he never like said, "Yo, you should come to Elms" or anything like
No.
that.
I wasn't recruited by anybody. Like,
Really?
yeah,
We're just pulled up. But you said that you were debating quitting at one point.
Yeah.
So what was your why? Why did you keep going?
my family, my mother especially, like because to be honest, like I wasn't enjoying basketball. I tried out AAU because I only tried AAU for like 2 weeks, and I just didn't enjoy it. Like it was like they sucked the fun out of it. And
Why did they? Why?
AAU basketball sucks. Like I don't.
Well, I can kind of agree with you there, but
AAU
why?
Like, so I'm playing as a big man, right? And I'm playing with the guards who, like, I feel like they're just playing for highlights. Like,
Yeah, that's what AAU basketball is. You
yeah,
go,
this
go
is
and get
like
yours.
Like I'm just standing there while you're taking like 12 dribbles and shooting step back shots, and yeah, I'll get a rebound, maybe do a putback or something. But it's like this isn't fun. Like we're not actually playing basketball. You're just playing for clips.
Was your team good?
No, they suck. That's the thing.
Even worse.
They sucked. We were losing a lot, and I'm playing with guys. Yeah, you're dropping 40, but you also taking 40 shots. Like you're taking so many shots. So I was like, I'm not enjoying basketball anymore. So, I was telling my mom this, and she's like, she seen how much I wanted this, like when I was younger, and she knew that like I wouldn't just like let it go. So she just talked me through it. And you know, when I originally came here for tryouts, like my attitude was like, oh, I don't care if I make it. But internally, I knew that if I didn't make it, like it was gonna hurt me. And when she told me that, like speak it, like, because the tongue is powerful. Basically, that's what we believe. And she just told me to speak it into existence, and that's just what it was.
So something we've talked about in this podcast a little bit too, and I don't know if I have firsthand experience this, but like first year immigrant kids who like have to see their parents struggle when they come to the country for the first time usually develop a sense of hard work. And I'm wondering if that was instilled in you.
Yeah, always. I remember before my mom sent me back to Ghana because my grades were bad. We had a meeting, and she
Like a family meeting?
No. Like the teacher told her to come for a meeting because like I was doing poorly. Like I wasn't focused. I was going through a lot at the time, and school wasn't like on my mind. And I remember my mom we were at the meeting. The teachers were just like going in on me, like complaining this that. Like I was reading comic books instead of doing my homework. Like they said every time he's always reading Naruto, and I was like, yeah, because Naruto is better than your homework. But yeah, and then I remember my mom just broke down like crying. She was like, "Kweku, like I'm working so hard because like the conversion rate from our currency to dollars is it's not easy to like." And my mom was paying my school fees with her business from Ghana, and she just broke down crying, and that's when like I had to wake up. Like that's like when I went back to Ghana, like,
Was it a turning point for you?
yeah, when I went back because she was working so hard, sending money from Ghana to pay for my school fees, and I didn't realize that at that point. Like at that point, I was just like, oh, I'm in America, I'm chilling, and then I realized that like I was like I messed up.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So does she care that you're playing basketball, or she just wants you to get good grades?
She cares a lot about my basketball journey.
It's like Pat we had on last episode said his parents didn't really give a fuck. Like they wanted him to go become a doctor, go all this extra shit. But like
My mom likes that I'm playing basketball, but to her it's not the end all be all.
yeah, what is the end all be all for her? What does she want you to be?
Just to be
What's your
successful.
goal? What's your goal?
Me, I just like to take like as far as basketball
talking
team,
about basketball, I'm talking about, like,
just in life,
yeah.
just in life. Oh,
Like you're, I guess. I mean, I'm coming from a privileged point of view because me and Chris both, because we've been born in North America. You were born in a third world country. You are privileged compared to the people who you grew up with, as you have the opportunity to be here and have a lot more resources and opportunity to make something. So, what is your goal? Does that make sense?
like in terms of like careers.
Yeah. Like, what do you want to do with the opportunity that you've been given that not a lot of people who you grew up with have? Does that make sense?
So I'm an accounting major. I want to.
We're in the same accounting class.
Yeah. So I wanted to start my own business, but
All
also.
three of us are in the same accounting class. I just bricked on that.
Oh yeah, we are. See, I've been seeing you, but I never
You
clocked
on the other
it.
side of the room.
Yeah, I see you, but I never
He'd be risen up.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, nah, bro. That's not my type. That's not my type, bro. Don't worry. That's not my type. But yeah, I wanted to start my own business. Basically, I'm not sure yet what I want to do. But I also want to go to law school, and I want to work here, make money, and then go back to Ghana and just start business.
You want to live in Ghana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like is that a lot of Ghanaians, once they leave, they never want to come back. And I feel like that's the reason why we're not seeing our country grow, is because all the Ghanaians that are successful don't bring anything back to the country. Like, meanwhile, with America, like, all the successful people are here. They're building stuff in their communities and stuff. Most Ghanaians will leave, and they're making the UK richer. They're making Switzerland. They're making Germany richer. Like, but we're never making our country better. You know.
So, how many people from your hometown or home city actually ended up leaving and playing basketball somewhere? Or sports in general.
I actually had one friend. Shout out Ibu. He's in Mississippi or Missouri. I forgot where he was. So when I went back to Ghana for my 9th grade year, I remember I thought I was gonna be the tallest guy in the class. I was only like 6'1" in 9th grade. And then this dude walks in. He's 6'5" and he's like 14. And I'm like, damn. But he couldn't hoop. Like he couldn't hoop. And then I remember like a couple of years ago, he got recruited and he went to Cali. He went to a school called Salesian.
No idea.
Yeah, I had him like, but then he's in Mississippi right now, and he's like 6'10" now.
Is he playing high school or playing college?
He's in high school right now, but he has a lot of D1 offers, and I'm just happy to see it because I think it's crazy because not only is he my classmate, but we're also from the same place in Ghana, like we're from Cape Coast, and we both moved to Accra. So not only is he like just my classmate, he's like my, I don't want to say tribal brother, but basically we're from the same tribe. So yeah,
I know what you mean.
yeah, we're from the same tribe.
So
So
it's
yeah.
like pretty rare that someone leaves your hometown and goes and plays, or even just leaves in general.
Some of them leave when they're really old, but like as teenagers,
It's expensive too.
yeah. And there's not a lot of recruitment going on. Like
Sure.
I'm seeing it like grow now, but there's not a lot of recruitment. Like
So, what do you miss about not being home? Because I know we kind of talked about the food and stuff, but what else do you miss about not being home?
I feel like the people in Ghana are very friendly. There's just something. There's just like
That's home.
yeah. But it's not just like I get this feeling when I'm not here though. Like there's a certain level of genuineness that like other countries have as compared to here. You know, like a lot of
America's
people.
fake.
Sometimes it is. Yeah, you know, because yeah, it is like.
But it's also different because like your people aren't here. So like you're around people that you're just meeting for the first time. Like it's the same thing. When I go home, obviously I feel more at home. I feel more. There's more. That's just because that's my people. You know what I mean? Like obviously we're not in the same position because my people are closer. But like that's just because when like at home is your family. So obviously it's gonna be more genuine.
But I'm not saying Ghanaian people are nice. I'm just saying they're more honest. Like if a Ghanaian person hates you, they will eye you up and down. Like I've had.
There's a lot of fake love in America.
Yeah, like
A lot of fake love.
I mean, I'm not saying I want people to like express their hatred towards me because obviously no, but like sometimes like I can't explain. Like you meet someone here and like they'll smile with you, have a conversation with you, but the vibe is off. Yeah, I can't explain it, but that's what it is.
How old were you when you started lifting, or did you
Yeah,
like?
that is not
Because I was gonna say because he'd be Aki as fuck. I've been lifting for a year, and I probably still don't have.
So
I've seen him in the weight room.
Yeah. I lift now, but the thing is, in Ghana, gyms are so expensive. Like, so our currency, right? I remember I went to a gym once. I was like,
Do you know what the direct conversion is?
well, back then it was $1 was 5 CDs. Now our economy is terrible, so it gets worse. Now I think it's like 12 or 13, which is crazy. Our economy like went really bad like after COVID. But I remember I went to a gym once, and I went to ask the man that how much is a monthly membership, and he said 500. Now 500. Well, during that time,
That 500 is.
that's $100. If one,
5, yeah.
yeah, that's $100
$100
per month.
How much is
In Canada, if I wanted to get a year membership, it would probably cost me like $600 Canadian. So it'd be like 400 American.
$400 American.
Yeah. If I wanted a yearly membership
Yearly.
in Canada, yeah.
Yeah, but like monthly, like it's not that
It's quite
expensive.
aggressive.
Yeah, and so 100 per month. First of all, you're in Ghana. The average person doesn't even make that much to be like they make gyms like a privilege. Like I remember I used to go to the gym with my mom. I don't know, that's a different gym. I don't know how much my mom used to pay, but like I feel like I'd only go there and see rich people or people that went from Ghana. Like anytime
Were the weight rooms like the same? Like it was the same.
and it wasn't even high quality weight rooms. Like they were terrible. Like the equipment is worn down, it's old. Yeah, but like it's because it's one of the few gyms in the country, so we can charge you as much as we want.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we don't have gyms, but like it's like a privilege.
It's like a monopoly.
Yeah, I go in there, I see either rich Ghanaians or people that aren't from Ghana, like foreigners who can afford to pay for it. So for me, I was like, nah, I can't do this. Let me resort to. I used to do a lot of calisthenics.
I could see that.
Yeah, a lot of calisthenics. It just
Like what do you push-ups?
push-ups and pull-ups were like my bread and butter. I don't really enjoy doing it now, but because now I have a gym, so I can.
What do you do for your balance? Like how do you be jumping on a trampoline?
Okay, this
When
is.
Sam dunks, it looks like he's jumping on a trampoline.
Bro, it's fucking nuts. I might put a video in here of him do it, but bro, he jumps off of springs.
So it's funny. I remember I watched the video of John Morant. His dad training him. He's jumping off the tires. I was like, I don't have the tires, but like he's jumping on an elevated surface. So there was like I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically like a stair, basically. So I used to just jump on that, like do the same thing he did, and I had like a little table that my mom used to like cut fruits on. If she found out about this, she'll kill me because she used to cut fruits on it, and I used to just
bare ass feet were on
I used to just jump. I used to do like plyometrics on that table, and my bounce just went up like crazy just from doing that. And I also used to sprinting. So I don't really lift much from my legs, to be honest. I don't think training like a bodybuilder does much. If you want to be explosive.
Shit, I mean, maybe I'll start taking your advice over Chris. Yeah. But I've been doing that type of shit for years, bro, and I'm still like
Plyometrics?
Yeah, his genetic potential is probably significantly higher than yours.
Yeah, I mean, obviously genetics, but you have to train to be explosive. I don't think like just being able to lift a lot of weight with your legs is.
I can lift a lot of weight with my fucking legs, and I can't touch the rim. So
have you been able to touch the rim?
I've been able to grab the rim at one point. I've never been able to dunk though, and that's probably at this point never gonna happen.
But to be fair, I got my first dunk at like 13 with no weightlifting, like nothing. Like I was like 5'11", and
like what?
And then my older brother, I didn't play any basketball. This was before the barber told me to come to the gym, like to join his team. And my older brother was like, "Oh, let's go to Western New England," and I went. And then I was just like, "Oh," like we were done with the game. I was just like, "Let me try dunking." Remember, I dunked it. I'm 5'11". I'm in 8th grade. I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm freaking out. And then like for the next year, I couldn't dunk at all. Like I did that once, couldn't dunk, but that was pushing me to get back on that.
It was a fluke.
It was a fluke. I don't know how to explain it. Like I jumped really high that one time.
We just went with no expectation.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Are there some things that you see people in America like take for granted when you come from Ghana?
Just resources. And I mean, I feel like schools here are so blessed with like, like even like gyms and like I know like I've seen schools here that people call terrible. And I'm like, if this was in Ghana, like it's state of the art, they say no.
People will be like,
yeah, but if Elms was in Ghana, like this would be a good school. But obviously the standards are so high here. So, I can't you can't get mad at them for that, but
no, not saying that our facilities are bad either, but it's just like when you go, for example, like we went to MCLA and you see all those insane facilities and guys are like, yo, like that's crazy. You probably have a little bit of a different perspective.
Yeah, but for me, like, I just learned to appreciate everything here a lot more, just because when like especially like the gym here, like when I was in Ghana, I didn't have access to a gym because it was so expensive. So when I'm here and I have a gym that I can go to, like even Berkman's, like I know people call Berkman's a crappy gym, but like I love going to Berkman's to hoop because
Speaking of that, what's like your routine? Kind of like, I feel like you've made a lot of progress from the first open gym until now. So what do you? And I've seen you in Berkman's a lot. You know, should work in. So what is your kind of regimen?
Stomping Daniel 1-on-1. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
Stomping
I do face Daniel a lot. My main goal right now is just learning to be like. I don't think I want to be a player as a big man. I'm not saying I want to be
You've been working at Hezzy Pull.
Yeah, I'm not saying
An unreal fucking wing. If we could kick it to you, take one dribble and punch it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want to be a point guard or anything, but just learning to like move around the court and stuff. So I've obviously been working on my handle. It's a bit iffy right now. I feel like when I dribble, I'm kind of stiff, but it takes time. Obviously, I haven't been playing basketball as long as most people. Obviously, working on my jumper. Finishing is definitely the most important thing because I feel like even if I can't shoot, if I can just like one thing I struggle with is dunking on people, which is crazy. But like there's some times where like I get high enough to dunk on someone and I'll go for a layup because I'm like, damn, I didn't realize I could have dunked that. So that's like something I'm trying to work on right now.
For a lot of people's mental, it's probably actually a good thing that he can't do that because I've only watched like 5 practices, but one of them he came down and he got up there and he just went like this. I was like, bro, whoever's under the rim is so fucking
also,
lucky.
something that's like very, I guess, well, you don't really be shooting jump shots, but something that's very like, I guess, surprising is you're a knockdown free throw shooter.
Yeah.
You be working on that a lot?
Yeah, I work on the first thing I do when I get in the gym is shoot free throws. So like, and I don't shoot it like for a center. I just shoot it to like I feel like so I won't say it's a drill. It's not, but like I have this little thing I do where it's like I have to make 3 in a row. And at first that was like really difficult for me just to make 3 free throws in a row. And I was like, if I miss one, I add one more. So like I kept punishing myself basically. So with that, you learn to be careful when you're shooting free throws because my problem was when I got to the line, I would just throw it up. Like just get there, no routine, nothing. Get the ball, throw it up, clank. It was bad. Like I remember I was playing fall league, and
Is that Central?
Yeah, at Central, fall league basketball, and I had 0 points, and I could have had 10 points from the free throw line.
Was you over 10?
Yes, I missed everything, and they kept fouling me.
Were they close though? Like
what?
Was the free throw close or was it like all backboard, all rim?
It was bad. Some front of the rim, some back. The thing is, I kept changing my shooting form. Like I was like, oh, this don't work. All right, let me try this. Oh, this don't work.
Do that.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, but that was my problem. I kept changing my shooting form. So I went like 0 for 10. And that team was tiny. They kept fouling me and stuff. I couldn't make my free throws. That was a bad game. We won that game surprisingly because I was getting rebounds, but still, that was horrible.
So we talked about goals outside of basketball. What are your goals inside of baskball for the next 3 years?
I want to be an all-conference player. Like I'm not saying I want to be that guy at Elms, but I want to be someone who can contribute. That's like one thing that like I would love, because I feel like on many basketball teams that have been here, it was like I was, the coaches were kind of scared to put me in the game because I would mess up and stuff. And, obviously I was learning the game. So I just want to be good enough that I can contribute, because winning is like,
Best feeling ever.
I love winning. Like, that's it. Like, I don't care about stats as much as winning. Like, if you've seen me, like, there's been games that haven't touched the floor, and you see how I be when we win. Like, you remember how I was jumping, I ran into Coach fell. Like, I don't care if I don't, like, if we're winning, bro, that's.
Winning's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
We gotta get out soon. It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think we could wrap it up. Just kind of just
I have two.
last 2 questions. Yeah, last two.
Okay, we got 2 more questions. This is from
You go, bro.
This is from Pat. This is what we do on the episode is on every episode we've had one person, the last person to come on, they ask a question for the next person, and we've kind of already touched this, but what motivates you to keep pushing through adversity?
Family, definitely family, and I say my own pride because, me personally, I can't stand like the idea of giving up. Yes, he's from my country too. He's from Ghana. I be speaking true with him. yeah. Phil. Anyway, like just my family and my pride as a person, like as a man, like if I fold under adversity, I hate that, you know. And I've had times like that, and I look back on it like never again, you know, because personally, like it sticks with you as like every time I think about, like I remember Hoop Hall Classic. You guys know the Hoop Hall Classic?
I've heard so much about it
In Springfield.
They talk
It's
about,
like
about it in the episodes, but I don't know
you
much
guys
about
should
it.
go. Like it's going to be happening like January. Like all the top.
High school tournament at the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame, right?
Yeah. No, not how Springfield College. All the top high schools come to Springfield because obviously birthplace of basketball.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a game, and like I said, top place. I remember Ray Allen was there. There was mad NBA players there. The Kentucky coach Calipari was there and stuff. Like the lights were bright. I'm shaking like the coach put me in the game, bro. And when I said I couldn't even catch the ball, like it was bad. And every time I think about that, I'm like, yo, like that was a moment of adversity for me because like I folded under the pressure. I couldn't catch the ball. I scored one bucket, but that was terrible. Like I could have easily done so much better, but it's like I held myself back. So ever since then, it's like something that like I refuse to let happen. You know, it's like it's gone to me, but I work on it now. You know, just learning to push through like such circumstances. Yep.
The last question we kind of ask all our guests is just, what's one piece of advice you give your younger self?
One piece of it.
Maybe you trying to make it, trying to play college, like, or a kid in your position from home, want to play college basketball.
I'd say just to keep pushing. You know, a lot of people will tell you that you're not good enough to do something. One thing I've learned is not to listen to people when it comes to your dream. You know, because if I listen to a lot of people, like even at my school, like I wouldn't even be here, like, because I wouldn't have even tried out. People always like tell you, like people always think they know what you're capable of, but you determine what you're capable of, you know, and that's just, you know, I love to prove people wrong. That would be my main piece of advice. Like enjoy proving people wrong. Essentially, that's like I enjoy that feeling so much. If they tell you can't do this, do it. You know, if it's something you truly want to do. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
All right.
We gotta get out of here.